Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing and delighted to get back on the channel. Brad Pauls, he's now 18 wins with one defeat with 10 wins by knockout. And yes, last time we spoke was before you fought for the English, but oh yes, sorry, he's fighting for the vacant British title on this, not the vacant British title. I don't know what I'm on about. He's fighting for the British title against Nathan Heaney on the 16th of March against the Results World Arena in Birmingham. We got there in the end. But yes, good to get you on.
Having me, yeah, good to speak to you. It's been a little while, but yeah, you got there in the end. British title, 16th of March in Birmingham against Nathan Heaney. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
But before we talk about that, we'll talk about when you won the English title. It was September 23rd at York Hall, Boxmania, and you beat Mitchell Frierson in the 8th round by technical knockout.
Yeah,
talk about that fight.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good night at the office. A lot of respect to Mitchell, and he's a lovely bloke and stuff. But yeah, I had a good fight with him. Eventually wore him down in the 8th and got him out of there. But it was good to put all the things that I'd been working on in camp into practice. Like I got the nutritionist on, a mindset coach. I got really invested with, and it was good to just make it into like fruition for that fight. So yeah, it's good times and a belt that's on my journey to the British title. So yeah, it's a good situation.
Of course, would you say the first few rounds were a bit cagey, sort of?
Yeah. I was just taking my time a little bit. I knew Mitchell ain't been in the past the 6th round, so I thought I can just take my time for the first couple, and eventually he would slow a little bit. And once I sensed him slow, I pressed it on him a little bit. But yeah, little bit cagey in the first couple, but got there in the end.
Of course, you stopped him in the 8th round. Did you feel like after like the 7th, like after like the 6 rounds have gone, did you feel like he was tiring out a bit?
Yeah. I sensed him weak a little bit in the 7th, and yeah, I thought if I apply some pressure later on in the fight, it would do me wonders, and it worked. It worked exactly how I wanted it to. Stuck to the game plan, and here we are, English champ.
And talk about the moment the ref waved the fight off, and yeah, that moment that you had when like the moment you stopped him.
Yeah, honestly, the best feeling in the world. I am fully addicted to that moment. If I could bottle up that feeling and sell it, I would be a billionaire. The purest form of joy and happiness you can get. So yeah, more of the same on March 16th is the plan.
And of course, what did that English title mean? Winning it. I mean, of course, you fought Tyler Denny in the Feb, but winning it, how did that feel? Did it make it like bittersweet because you didn't do it on your first time, but you done it on your second time? And was it a bit of in a way, was it a sort of relief?
Yeah. I think the whole fighting for it first and losing, going back, learning, rebuilding, I did make it a little bit sweeter on the second attempt, because it's not an easy belt to get. The English, you start to have difficult fights for the English, and yeah, by not getting what I wanted straight away, being forced to wait and try again, definitely made that moment a little bit sweeter. But it's all hindsight, it's all lessons learned in it moving forward. So we got there in the end, second attempt, no problem.
And what did it mean to you winning that title?
It was amazing. It was for me. Each title I get, from the southern area to the English to whatever else, is all a little bit of history for me, because where I come from, we don't have many champions being produced out of Cornwall. So every belt that I grab along the way, more legitimate the better. But everyone I grab along the way is a nice bit of history for me. And when I look back in however many years, it will be a fond memory and a good bit of history that won't be going anywhere. So good times, man. It's good times.
And of course, so when you won that fight, were you expecting like this fight to come about? Like after you were like targeting the winner of Bentley Heaney, were you targeting the winner of that fight?
To be honest, I wasn't. I thought it's going to take me a while to be made mandatory, and our plan was to defend my English, which then would secure my shot as mandatory for the British. But that whole process will take a long time, 9, 10 months, whatever it would be. So was in the process of getting my defence, was going to fight John Harden Jr. In this March. And then, yeah, because he picked me as voluntary, it just sped up everything a lot quicker. And I said, yeah, instantly. And yeah, great opportunity.
Mm. Yes, so talk about your upcoming fight. Of course, Nathan Heaney is the current champion. Did you watch Nathan Heaney v Bentley? And if you did, what was your thoughts on that fight?
It's really strange, actually. I've only watched the highlights, but I had Bentley down as a favourite. I've sparred Denzel a couple of times, and I rate him highly as a boxer. And I did think Bentley was going to win, like most people thought Bentley was going to win. So you have to give props to Heaney for beating Bentley. He's the man who beat the man. And yeah, it's because of that is the reason why we're in this situation. So yeah, it's a massive fight. I think the styles are going to gel very well for a good fight, and I respect Heaney, but I just want that belt more than anything. So let's see.
Yeah. How's camp going overall at the moment? All going good?
Yeah, typical like boxer, like yeah, best camp of my life and that. But it is. I'm just grafting, mate. Like they good thing about this fight is they told me before Christmas. There's no short notice, nothing, and they give me a proper heads up. Told me before Christmas, and I was like, but I would have trained anyway. But I trained through Christmas. Trained since been back. Nice long camp. No shortcuts. No corners cut. And I feel great. I'm pretty much 6 weeks out, and it's the biggest night of my life. So I'm training accordingly. And boxed this morning. Just been for a run. Do the same stuff every day, but it worked. So yeah, everything I got March 16th.
And talk about the press conference you had. I think it was 2 weeks ago or something like that. Talk about the press conference.
Yeah, it's quite funny for a small hall boxer to all of a sudden find themselves on a big stage like that, coming from a small hall, and all of a sudden I'm sitting next to old Frank Warren to my right and Joe Joyce to my left. Was a bit surreal, but it's what I'm in boxing for, and it's what the dreams are made of. Like you dream of being on these big stages and big occasions, and it was nice. It's nice to see. I respect Nathan. He seems very much like me, humble guy, hard worker. It was nice to see him in person. It was nice to see the belt just over there, just the thing that I want. And I took a lot away from the press conference. I felt good after. And yeah, it's exciting, mate. It's the big stage now.
Of course. Do you know if you're headlining? Because I've heard rumors that, like, on stuff that you're headlining, or is Joyce, or do you not know?
I don't actually know, but I'm guessing, not to like put myself above anyone or anything like that, but you would favour a British and WBA Intercontinental over. I don't know what Joyce is fighting for, but I think you'd favour them, and you've also got to think Heaney's going to sell about 3K tickets, so we're going to be on last more than likely, the big ticket seller. So I'd imagine we'll be main event, which is weird to have Joyce and McCann on my undercards, but funny how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, how does it feel again, like headlining? I think it's your first time headlining on TNT. Is it your first fight on TNT Sport?
Correct, yeah. It's my first time headlining a TV show. It's my first time boxing on TNT Sport. And it's a massive occasion. The tickets are it's going to set, the whole venue's going to sell out. It's main event live on BT. It don't get much bigger than that. But I couldn't be in a better position. I'm in my prime. I've got some good experience behind me, and it's now's my time to do it. So I'm excited.
Of course, you talk about him selling 3K odd tickets. Is it a matter of like starting the fight starting the fight fast. That's what I mean.
Yeah, we know how it goes. You know, if you're the away fighter, and he's the home fighter with all the crowd behind him, you're starting 3 rounds down straight away. So, you can't let it be close. You can't leave it to the. If it's close, probably not going to go your way, and I understand that, and that's just the situation I'm in. So, yeah, I'm not going to give away too much to the game plan, but I think the styles are going to go. I think it's going to be a brilliant fight. I think it's going to be entertaining. I think the crowd's going to love it, and everything I've got, nothing less.
Have you got a big support coming up?
I've got about 150 people coming from Cornwall, which don't sound like a lot, but how far they've got to travel to Birmingham and all the hotels and all that stuff. So I'm very lucky. I'm well supported. Obviously not as much as Nathan Heaney. I'm going to be the villain for the night. Everyone's going to boo me, and I don't mind at all. Yeah, just one of those things. It's all energy.
Does it make you, in a way, more? Does it make you want it more that there's more people for him? You know what I mean? When you're the sort of villain of the fight, does it motivate you more, sort of thing?
A little bit. I had a little taste of it in my last fight with Mitchell. He'd sold about 300 plus. I told about 100, and it's the first time I walked out and got booed. And I said straight away after, I was like, I quite sort of enjoyed it. Like, it's a little bit like F you to the people that boo me. And it's, like I said, it's all energy, and I use it for me. And I think it sets it up to be an amazing story. I'll be the underdog. I'll be the away fighter. Everyone's going to be booing me. And then when I take that belt, it's against
They'll
all
be cheering.
Exactly. Just walking in, getting booed, walking out, getting cheered is the plan.
Yeah, because with the Bentley fight, of course, he boxed, didn't he? Like, because of course we know Denzel's an aggressive fighter who wants to try and like kind of like a stay in the pocket sort of fighter, isn't he? An aggressive Denzel. In because of course we can see you box and you can go to the trenches and get fight in the pocket as well. Is that what you're going to try and drag him into, or just see what happens on the night?
We are doing it today in the gym, coming up with a little game plan. I guess some similarities between me and Denzel. I think I know to some extent what happens on that night. I think I'll play to my strengths. I will, and stick to the game plan. I think you can't look into it too much. I think you can think it's going to be one way, and then when you get in there, it's completely different. But I'll just listen to my coach and just do what we're going to
do. Of course, when Heaney beat Denzel, everyone was writing Heaney off, saying he stands no chance. Do you feel like you're getting written off?
Yeah, possibly. It's similar situation, isn't it? The way Heaney was at Bentley, I'm like with Heaney. And look what happened there. So, I don't really pay much attention to what people think, what people say. It's more about me and my team, what we believe. And like I said, it sets up for a nice little story. I welcome the critics who say he can't do it, it's not going to happen, because it makes that a little bit sweeter when you do it. Yeah, that's my plan.
And of course, I've seen interviews of him saying, "Oh, he wants Eubank at the Bet365." Do you feel like him and his team are looking past you in a way, or?
Do you know what? I think he only speaks about that stuff because he's asked. But if you actually listen to what he says, he knows he's in a fight. He, in the press conference, you can tell he's watched me properly. He pointed out strengths of mine that you'd only know from watching me. So I think he's taking it very serious. I'm expecting the best Nathan Heaney there is. But yeah, maybe there's an element because the big money fights are the one after this fight for Heaney. But you got to get through this first.
And of course, that WBA, I think it's an international WBA international. I think it is. of course, that I've looked at the rankings, and he's ranked in the top 10, I think, with the WBA. So
Yeah, and that's it. That's boxing, snakes and ladders. You're one win away, and I can be in a world title fight. Basically, you have a world ranking, and you can get a call up. So, yeah, it's a lot more to gain than just the British title, which just adds that little bit more motivation.
and plus it's another strap as well.
Looks good, doesn't it? Looks good. It's a nice looking belt. Yeah, imagine that British title and that one looks pretty good, doesn't it?
What do these titles like mean to you? Of course, every British fighter wants to win a British title, don't they?
Yeah, that's it. I think ability with a British title. I think people can maneuver their ways into international and intercontinental belts, and you could sort of manipulate it a little bit and not box on that good. But with a British title, you don't get that. You have to fight someone very good to win a British, and everyone knows that. There's no easy British title fight, and it just is the most appealing belt to me. It's the would complete the hat trick on my traditional route of the Southern area English and British, which I'd be happy if I won the British and then my boxing career ended a week later. I'd be very happy with the British. It's a brilliant belt.
Yeah, so what does it I forgot, did I ask that question? What would it mean to you winning it?
Yeah, no, it would it mean everything, man. It's yeah, one of the best looking belts, and I think it'd be massive history for Cornwall. I think if you think about the British title, that
Would you be
nice
the first British would you be the first British Cornwall champion?
Yeah, apparently for 124 years, which is a nice bit of history. If you think about that belt in a little seaside town where I'm from, Newquay, it just seems a bit surreal, really. Something like that in a little place where I'm from. But stranger things have happened. So here we are. We go for it.
Of course, you're called the Nuki Bomb. Can we expect another knockout from you?
It's possible. It's very, very possible, man. We'll see. Yeah, I believe so.
And it's your first time going the like it's your first fight, which is the 12 rounder. How does that feel?
Yeah, good. Just the same pretty much in camp, just adds on a couple rounds in sparring and everything else. So I've done the 10 comfortable, and then another 2 with the extra motivation, the British title there, no problem.
For you, is as some fighters say, the British belts like sort of their world title. Is it sort of your world title night?
Yeah, I would say so. Coming where I've come from, I guess wasn't really meant to win any. I haven't come from abundance and opportunity, and I've sort of crawled and scraped my way up the ladder to get the belts I've got. So to get a British title as well would be the icing on the cake sort of thing, the cherry on top. So yeah, it's exciting, man. I'm excited.
And before I let you go, do you want to thank whether that's manager, trainers, sponsors, just anyone who's helping you at this moment in time?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out. Shout out Steve Goodwin, my manager. He's a brilliant man, and he's helped me out a lot for this fight and made things how they should be. So shout out Steve. Shout out my coach Terry Stewart. Right, he's in the gym with me every single day. As much as I'm in there, he's in there. So, yeah, big shout out Terry Stewart. Shout out all my sponsors. I'm going to do a post soon, so keep an eye out for that. And shout out to anyone who supports in any way you support. It's all love. It's all appreciated. It's motivation. And shout out to you, mate, for I think you're the youngest boxing interviewer I've ever seen. So good on you, man. Keep going.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. And the new, good luck, yeah?
Thank you, mate. I'll tag me up and I'll share it. And the new.
Thank you, mate. Bye.
Bye.